Hi everybody. Okay, one power supply. The other thing I forgot to tell you is it doesn't really matter what power supply it is, whether it's ATX or an AT, right? AT doesn't have the P4 plug on it, and it doesn't have the HX plug on. It has the straight two. I think they're Molex pin connectors. One longer than the other, and majority of them have the main switch on a wire that goes to the front panel. Right, that's those. Now, how do we test to make sure we've got a working power supply? Now, from this moment on, until I say otherwise, I should be spouting off about safety. It's not for my benefit, it's for your benefit, and I make no apologies trying to keep you safe. Okay, I do apologise about going on about it, but it is in the end for your safety. Okay, you'll need your mains kettle lead plug, and plug it in. Ready? Now, plug that in. Try the other way around, Raymond. See? Prepared as ever. Okay. Now then, what you will need is either a paper clip or a piece of solder. Okay? Because you're going to find out if this power supply is going to work. And how you do that on the ATX is you find the green wire, which is there. Okay, yeah, you can see that. Right, that's the green wire. And what you do is you plug one end of your piece of solder or paper clip in, okay? Now all these on here are low voltages, so you're not going to get a nasty belt off them. It's only the mains that can kill you at this point, right? So then you go to one of the holes, either this side or this side, yeah, this side or this side, and just put it in. And I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but it has started up and I've got nothing to demonstrate it with. Where's my tape? Oh, yeah. Right, get a bit of tape. There, you can see that. If I do that, there we go. Right, fan's working. Okay, so we can disconnect that. We can disconnect the mains. Right, now at this point the power supply is safe. You haven't got inside, you can't get a belt from it. And if I'm wrong on that point, someone's bound to tell me. Right, now I haven't left all the screws in. I've taken most of the screws out so that I can stop you being bored watching screws being undone. Right, so now we're going to open the case up, and to do that simply by taking the case screws out. Now some power supplies do have fixing screws on the sides, but majority of the cheap ones that are converted to bench power supplies don't. So you know, but just be aware that you can get a power supply with fixing screws on the side. Okay. Now again, at this point, keep your fingers away from the printed circuit board. Okay. You need a pair of insulated pliers, long nose, short nose, it doesn't matter which. Okay. Now, to get the eyeball. Right. In order to get the cables out, the way I do it is I grab hold of the bundle like this, and keeping my fingers well away from the heat sinks, I roll it round and it slides out quite nicely. Sorry. Okay. Now, I've taken the fixing screws off to speed things up a bit for you. So I'm going to now take the last screw out of the printed circuit board mounting. Now from this moment on, your safety is in question again. That's why you need the pliers. Now carefully turn the power supply like so, because the printed circuit board is going to come this way, and there's a reason for that. Okay, the other thing I forgot to mention about the power supplies is that sometimes you'll get a transformer choke bolted to the top of the lid. That needs to be undone as well, otherwise it's going to get in your way. Alright? Okay, so now we're going to lift the printed circuit board and make it safe. And you simply do that, grabbing your pliers, grabbing a heat sink, right, and grabbing the cables, and then you just simply, keeping your fingers away from the case, turn it over like that. Now the reason that I've done it in this way is because down the bottom of the printed circuit board are some very high voltage capacitors. They're on the main side of this power supply, and they have to be discharged safely. And you can either do it with your insulated pliers, but that means you've got to get down in there and you're bent over like this, which isn't a very nice thing to have a flash go straight up into your eyes. So what I tend to do is literally I'm sitting back, and to give you an idea of how far back I am, my arm's out straight. Okay, so I'm a good 2-3 feet away, right? And then I take a long screwdriver, not the insulated ones that go insulated down to there, but a long bare screwdriver, and I just simply roll it over the area, making sure it makes plenty of contact. And once you've done that, you can then pull only on the cables, pull it down, find the pads for the capacitors, and just sitting back, just make sure that they're all dead. Okay? Because making sure the capacitors are all dead is much better than you being all dead, isn't it? Well, I think so anyway. Now if you want, you can come up here and make sure all these capacitors are dead. In fact, it wouldn't hurt to do it anyway. I mean, there's nothing there. Okay, we just double check down here. Yep, that's fine. So now the printed circuit board is safe to touch, but I would recommend treating the printed circuit board as if there was still something in there. Okay, now then, excuse me, that's all the safety bits. Now we can pull the printed circuit board outside of the case, and what you do next is you look for any dodgy looking components, mainly capacitors that have gassed, and by gassed I mean the top of a capacitor is generally flat. When it gasses through an internal short circuit, the slits in the top of the capacitor are thin enough that the slightest bit of pressure makes them pop. And I have such a beastie on this power supply, and it's that one there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the camera in, put the printed circuit board down, and pull the camera in and show you that one more in close-up. I think I'll put it flat. I'll bring some legit over. Oops, paper. Right, there we go. And yes, unless the capacitor goes dead short circuit, a unit can still work with a gassed capacitor. Sorry about the long delay there. Hiding the camera. Okay, so let's see where we are over there. The camera focus. I don't want to focus there. Right. Oops, sorry about the wobbly video peeps. But it's that capacitor. I can get my finger in the frame. There it is. It's that capacitor there. As it's not going to focus properly, I'll take that out. In fact, what I'll do